Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. On today's show, has the Hardy Party finally arrived? We'll take a look at what Jaden Hardy's been doing over the last few games. The Mavs collapse once again versus Denver. Some alarming trends versus the Nuggets. And then we have a positive Dante Exum update. Could he be back in the fold before too long? We'll get into all of those topics. But before we do, I need to ask you to hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 31,000 subs. Just 128 of them away. I'm hoping to get there by the end of tomorrow's watch party. So if you could please hit that subscribe button. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. We're covering all of the latest Mavericks news and rumors. And without further ado, let's hop right in. What's going on, guys? Welcome into Mavericks Today. Happy Monday to you. Is Jaden Hardy finally emerging for the Dallas Mavericks? We'll start with that here on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports, and it certainly does feel that way. In the absence of Luka and Kyrie, Jason Kidd has asked Jaden Hardy to step up here in this rotation and try to give them some scoring punch, and he certainly has done that. When you look over his last 6 games, what he's done against some pretty decent teams as well. In the Rockets, the Cavs, the Grizzlies, Lakers, Portland, obviously a bad example. They're a bad team, but he did get the 25 points, and the Mavs needed a big rally late to win that one. Yesterday against Denver, didn't do too much, but over the last 6 games, averaging almost 15 points and over 50% from both the field and from 3. And if he can provide this sort of consistency over the course of an entire season, that 3-year, $18 million contract extension that the Mavericks signed Hardy to before the season began would become an absolute bargain. And I'll say this, I do think Jaden Hardy is a trade chip here coming up at the trade deadline. We sit here on, January 13th, I believe? Yeah, January 13th, trade deadline, about 3 weeks away on February 6th. I think Hardy's name will be out there as someone that the Mavericks could potentially package in a deal alongside Maxi Kleber to go attract another player. But if he keeps playing this way, he certainly has value to both the Mavericks on the roster and as a trade chip. So I like what Hardy's doing, and I hope he can keep it up because from my understanding and from my thinking, it seems like the Mavs are going to be without Luka and Kyrie for the foreseeable future. So we'll see what happens, but I really like what Jaden Hardy's doing, and I hope he can just keep it up. I do want to ask you guys this question, though. What should the Mavericks do with Jaden Hardy? If you were the GM, should they trade him or should they hold on to him? Type T for trade or type K for keep. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, and in just a couple of moments, I'm going to be telling you about our sponsor. Go on down there and get your votes in whether or not the Mavericks should trade or keep Jaden Hardy. I told you guys just a second ago to tell you about our sponsor. The time is now to get hooked up with Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Basketball season is heating up, and the best place to get your real money action while watching your favorite sports is Prize Picks. And they now offer MasterCard for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. And Prize Picks, of course, puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Sign up instantly and get $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Here's an example of a lineup I put together for the Monday Night Football game tonight. It's not just basketball, it's football, it's baseball, it's hockey, it's soccer. Any sport you can imagine, Prize Picks probably has it. I'm going to take the more on Justin Jefferson, more than a half rushing or receiving touchdowns. I think Jettis will get into the end zone there. I'm going to take the more on Matt Stafford passing yards at 242.5, and I'll take the less on Sam Darnold passing yards at 269.5. You can copy my picks, or you can make picks of your own. Just please make sure you do it with our friends over at Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS. When you download the app today, you get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. It is Prize Picks. Run your game. Yesterday's game was an absolute joke, and it's the 3rd time this season that the Mavericks have had a game just like this against the Denver Nuggets. They scored 17 points in the final 15 minutes of the game to lose to the Nuggets. That just is not good enough. You're not going to win any games doing that, let alone against a team like the Denver Nuggets. And I want to shout out my guys, Mavs Film Room, who brought this tweet up. The Mavericks have blown leads of 24, 15, and 18 points in the 3 games against the Nuggets this season. What do all those games have in common? they've all been without Luka Doncic. You've had double-digit leads on this team 3 times, and you've lost all of them without Luka. Just not good. And you are missing the quarterbacks in this one, and I know that really makes the offense difficult. Without Luka and Kyrie, the offense simply gets way too stagnant at times, and that results in chucking up bad shots. I don't want to harp on Spencer Dinwiddie. You guys know damn well how I feel about him nowadays. In the fourth quarter, when the Mavericks lost that lead and they were down 5, he gets a rebound, he goes up to court, and he chucks up a 25-foot three with 20 seconds on the shot clock. What are we doing here, man? You have to find some more rhythm on the offensive end, and you can't just resort to chucking up shots and hoping they go in. It just doesn't work that way, and the Mavs just have to find some more creativity, whether it's Jason Kidd calling plays from the sideline, whether it's Spencer Dinwiddie slowing the game down. They just have to find something on offense to be able to not just rely on these ridiculous threes that they're taking. And that also, I'll say this, a factor in Jaden Hardy's kind of emergence as one of the Mavs' best scorers is because it's an offense without much structure, and that's where he operates the best. So, wasn't a great game for the Mavs by any means, but they do get a chance at redemption tomorrow night in the little baseball-style series. The Nuggets are at home against the Mavericks again. We'll be going live for that game with the live watch party. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing live play-by-play analysis, hanging out with all real MFFLs and whatnot, so please come join us. It's a little bit of a late tip-off, 8:30, I believe, which really means like 8:40, especially since it's a national TV game. So come hang out. Let's watch some late-night Mavs, and let's get it going. youtube.com/MavsTV. Last thing before we get on out of here, and it seems like it's sort of a positive update. It appears that Dante Exum is inching towards a return to play and could be back with the Mavs in the next few weeks. Here's what Jason Kidd had to say on Dante Exum. I think he's out to the three-point line shooting now. A lot of positives there. It's just a matter of getting the scheduled appointment to check to see how the wrist is doing and go from there. He's in great shape. He's done a lot of solo workouts. I think he's excited to test the wrist out when he's cleared to do that. And obviously getting Exum back would be a massive boost to this Dallas Mavericks team. The Mavs have been without Dante Exum for this entire season after he got hurt in training camp with his wrist, and they have missed his presence on this team. They've missed his defensive prowess. They've missed his three-point shooting efficiency. They've missed everything that he brought to this team last year en route to the NBA Finals. And I really think that Exum is the guy that once he comes back into the starting lineup, or not into the starting lineup, into the rotation, the Mavs really have 4 true point guards they can rely on in order to get the job done. You obviously have Luka and Kyrie, who you're going to rely on heavily. You throw Dante Exum in the mix, and then all of a sudden Dinwiddie becomes your 4th point guard. I like this PG depth a lot more than I like it now with Dinwiddie at your 1 without Luka and Kyrie. And also, Exum returning sort of fills a trade deadline need, because I was thinking when both Luka and Kyrie went down, I was like, man, do the Mavs need to go get a ball-handling guard that's going to be able to take the share of the minutes when those guys are out? I think if Exum is able to return by the beginning of February and really get his foot under him, I know he'll probably be on some sort of minutes restriction to start out, but man, I think this would be a big addition to the Mavericks, and I can't wait to see Dante Exum back in the Mavs uniform, man. He was awesome last year, only making $3 million this year, so it's not like the Mavs are, they're not wasting a lot of money on him being out and rehabbing. This will be like a trade deadline acquisition, and I'm very excited to see Dante Exum play. Show Dante some love down in the comments below. Type his jersey number below and let Dante know we're behind him and can't wait to see him back on the court. That is going to do it for today's show. It is youtube.com/MavsTV. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. It's a free and easy way to help out the channel. And once again, we'll be going live tomorrow at 8:30 for Mavericks and Nuggets. Hopefully the Mavs can swing out a win on this one and get a strong end to this homestand. My name is Jeffrey Cooperstein. We'll see you tomorrow here on the channel. Peace out. Go Mavs.